Hello everyone, my name's Matt and I'm the founder of Ucan, and I'm here today to talk to you all a bit more about plastic. Now, I know what you're thinking, geez, David Attenborough looks a bit different, doesn't he? Well, it's thanks in part to people like Mr. Attenborough that we're all a bit more aware of what the problem actually is. We at Ucan are focusing on one particular aspect of the plastic problem, litter. We want to help bring recycling into the digital age. So, imagine you're walking down the street. You've got a bottle or can in your hand. You've just taken your last sip. You look up. You want to do the right thing. You want to recycle it. But guess what? There isn't a recycling bin in sight. A familiar scenario, I think, for everyone in the room today. The reason for this is only 42% of local authorities and councils in the UK offer any form of on-the-go recycling infrastructure. This is one of the main reasons why over 700,000 plastic bottles are littered every single day in the UK. 700,000, a pretty crazy number. And this costs local authorities, on average, £1.6 million a year to deal with. So, why do I care? Well, my passion for sustainability and recycling has probably been ingrained inside of me since a very young age. As a kid, my grandma used to buy myself and my sisters birthday and Christmas presents. Nothing too unusual there. However, she'd make us unwrap them so carefully so she could use the same wrapping paper again the next year. She was an eco-warrior before eco-warriors were even a thing. So, it's probably no coincidence then that when I went to university, I ended up taking my housemates' bottles and cans out of the bin and putting them into the recycling, with a few weird looks along the way, it must be said. And this is where the first seeds for Ucan were planted. Then, after traveling around the world for a few years, playing rugby and seeing how other countries dealt with their recycling and waste issues, I came back to the UK and joined one of the world's largest media and advertising agencies. It was here where I get to see firsthand brands and advertisers' desire to show their consumers that they were actually doing something to tackle the problem. Now, I've always loved the quote. I always wondered why somebody didn't do something about that. And then I realized I was somebody. So, in January 2018, I set up Ucan, combining my passion for making recycling more rewarding, more convenient, and more fun, with brand desire to show their consumers that they were doing something to tackle the plastic problem. So, what is Ucan? Well, we are developing a digital advertising recycling pod to gamify and incentivize on-the-go recycling, using digital out-of-home advertising to do so. Now, I can see you all thinking, what in God's name does that actually mean? Well, this is what it means. Basically, put simply, we are rewarding people who recycle with our pods, and we're getting advertisers to pay for it. Every time someone recycles with one of our pods, they get points onto their app. They can then redeem these points with our partner brands, or they can donate them to our partner charities. So what makes this different? Well, our pods help overcome 3 of the main issues when it comes to on-the-go recycling. Number 1, contamination. Using image recognition and machine learning, our pods will scan, sort, and separate the waste that's inserted into them, beginning initially with aluminium cans and plastic bottles. Number 2, the cost. Due to the unique design and unique business model, our pods are fully funded via advertising, with each pod having the potential to generate in excess of £80,000 every year. And then number 3, education. Both via the app and via the pods themselves, we'll be able to educate consumers around what they can and cannot recycle. So, what have we achieved so far? Well, we exhibited our mini prototype at the London Unbound Tech Festival last year. We've been onboarding all the necessary stakeholders to get this off the ground, from our recycling technology partners to our digital out-of-home advertising partners and our charity partners. And we've been reaching out and engaging with a lot of different brands with very positive feedback so far. So what's the vision for all of this? Well, within the next 12 months, we want to trial and test our pods within the university sector. And then within the next 3 years, we want to have 250 of our pods dotted around London. When this happens, we will be able to take 45 million cans and bottles off the street and put them into the recycling loop. We also want to have a presence on every university campus up and down the country within the next 5 years. So what do we need to help bring this vision to life? Well, we are currently looking to raise SEIS-eligible funding to commence development of the pods, build a fully functional, viable MVP, and then test this, as mentioned, within the university sector. We're also looking to speak to anyone, either within the public or private sector, who thinks their business or organization would benefit from having a pod, to get in touch. So, with the government looking likely to introduce a deposit return scheme in the next 3 to 5 years, that is putting a 10p deposit on every single bottle and can here in the UK, there's the potential for £70,000 worth of plastic bottles being littered every single day here in the UK. We want to make sure that that doesn't go to waste, and you can help us achieve that. Thank you.